Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for coming back. So I am here in Create a Sim, as you can see, and I'm going to show you how I try, I don't want to brag or anything, but I think I'm pretty good at creating attractive but unique looking Sims. So I'm going to show you how I do that. We're going to create a guy today because I feel like the guys don't get enough love, the men's of my world. I mean, let's not even try and joke around. I created Wes, I created Silas, and if you are not watching my Kukla in the City series of my custom city called San Alto, you need to watch it. What are you doing? Where have you been? I'm going to show you how I create attractive looking or unique looking men's. Okay, so let's start with the name. Let's do last name Porter. Cool. And you can always change names in Sim Blender, so don't feel like super committed. If you feel like, oh, this name doesn't vibe, you can change it later. Cool. So this is what they've generated, and we're just going to work off of what they generated because that's like a little, a challenge. First name. What works with Porter? Come on. James Porter. We're going to think about skin, but we'll start with the skin he has on and then work our way from there. The eyebrows are wild. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Okay, let's go into number 3. I kind of do things backwards. So I do the hair last. I know hair is kind of like number 1. I do the hair last. So let's just not bother with the hair for now. If the sim was generated with a hair like this, I would pick a hair like this to push it back so I can see their face as I edit. Let's start with their face. I do have custom sliders. I will leave the slider links below. I couldn't build without these sliders. You know that they're custom because they have this blue thing in the corner. They're by Sim No PKE. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of vibe. When I was younger, I would just always do this template. This was like the dreamiest guy that I could ever come up with. Now we're not doing that. We're gonna start from raw. Here's a pro tip. When you're creating, if you do like some of these templates, let's say this one, for example, you kind of like this face, but you don't want like a full-on transformation. Instead, click on your mouse with your left button. So instead of using, sorry, I lied, with your right button. Instead of using your left button like you do to like click, clickety click, click with your right button. And you can see slowly, the face is changing. Slowly, the face is changing. Slowly, with increments. It's not super, intense. This is what I do to get a face base that I'm okay with. I like to use all of them because they all have something unique about them. Like this one has chiseled in cheekbones with a strong chin. I like a strong chin, but this one has like a longer face. I like a long face sometimes. This one has a strong jaw. I like a strong jaw sometimes. Right, so I use that right click instead of the left click to kind of get like a custom mix of, for my sim. Then I go in with the specifics after I'm okay with like the border of the face. I like how things look generally. One thing I will say is don't be afraid to make your sim's face a bit smaller than normal or a bit bigger than normal. I say this because sometimes that just adds in a little razzle dazzle. I'm going to make his face a little bit bigger. You can see I'm dragging it slowly because I don't want anything too extreme, but this seems right to me. So he's going to have a bigger face. I want his cheekbones to be a bit more sunken. Yeah, you can see that chisel. Okay, that's what we want. You could make his cheeks bigger. You can make his cheeks smaller. I'm going to keep it kind of proportioned. Chin-wise, we could make the chin bigger or smaller. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. I know you would think I'm going to make it small because his cheekbones need to stand out, but let's do a little bit of a bigger jaw, a little bit of a squared jaw. I like that. Next, his face. I said, don't be afraid to make a longer face. Obviously, this is wild and this is wild, but don't be afraid to push it a bit. I'll push mine a little bit. Cool. Finally, the neck area. Don't be afraid. Again, bring it down. If you want your sim to be a bit thicker, don't worry. If you want him to be a bit more chiseled, bring it all the way up or just keep it at 50. I'm going to chisel it a bit. And as for the ears, I, for some reason, feel like I want him to have bigger ears. So I'm going to just make them a bit bigger. And I think that's because I made his face a bit bigger. So far you can see things are coming along. So these brows, they're interesting. Very interesting. But this type of brow, it's not only the brow genetics, it's the brow hair. Okay, so I do want to stress that. So once we have a brow hair that we like, then we can go in and shape it in the facial structure of things. So go to 4 and go to eyebrows. It took me a while to like get a good set of brows, like a good brow collection, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I like these. There's also this that's a bit darker. What do we think? The darker one? Maybe, yeah. Let's do the darker one. Okay. So we picked the brow hair. So before we had all this excess hair on the edges. Now it's just a little more tamed. Okay. Let's go back into the brow area. This is where we really start to like design the look. So do we want more roundness or do we want it more flat? Do we want the brows to be thicker, thinner? Don't be afraid to do a thinner brow. Don't be afraid to add a little more, volume to it. These custom sliders help a lot. So I recommend fully, wholeheartedly. And sometimes also, I know we're just used to like a face like this. It's like the brows are like at a normal height. Don't be afraid to push those brows down, girl. Don't be afraid. It adds character. It really do. So yeah. What else can we do with the brows? We can lift them a bit. I don't usually do that, but yeah, you can do something like this. This looks cool. A little arc, little villain era moment. And then the forehead, I usually don't touch the forehead. So we're going to go with these brows for now. Okay. I really like them. Let's move on to the eyes. Which eye color do we want to do? For me, I am a realistic girl. Most people have brown eyes, so I usually pick brown. I have a lot of customized in here. Some I use, some I don't use. I'm also an Alpha CC lover. I like Alpha CC a lot more than Maxis Match. So that's one thing. So I usually don't use these, but you can. You can definitely use these eye presets. I don't use them. Look how wild that made him look. Oh my goodness. But let's just, for the heck of it, let's just use one. Why not? Of course, it's all up in his brow, so we need to bring it down. So we're going to go ahead and bring the eyes down like so with this slider here. You can also bring the eyebrows and the eyes down together as a pair. Don't be afraid. I know when you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, this looks like an alien or something. Don't be afraid to bring him a little bit lower or bring him a little bit higher. This is what makes your Sims have the variation that you essentially want, right? You want your Sims to look unique and different. You can also space out the eyes, right? You can bring them a little closer in. You can bring them apart. I know you're like, what? Why would I want to do that? Because it adds character. Look how different he looks with just a little bit of an eye closer together. Come on. He looks good. Let's not pretend. We're going to bring some of the eye out a bit more like that. Looks really cute to me. We can make the eyes bigger. Don't be afraid to do this either, because I know a lot of people are like, why would I do that? Like, blah, blah, blue. Why would I do that? Because it adds character. We can make his eyes a bit smaller even. I think that's cool. We can also move the pupil. I usually don't move it. I won't lie. I usually don't play around with this. Something I do like is the outer corner of the eye. Sometimes you can crinkle it a bit, just crinkle it a little bit down or crinkle it a little bit up. Not too much, but just a little. I feel like it adds like some sort of like ethnic proportion to the face. I don't know. It gives me some flavor. You can change the eye width. We will change it a little bit. I'm kind of just being a little more risky to show you that take some risks and do something different. That's basically what I'm showing you. We can stretch the eye out a bit. Why not? Let's stretch it. And then you can kind of see it's upturned a bit with this slider. I think that's really pretty. Let's move on to the nose. So you can see our Sim is really taking shape. For the nose, I do want him to have a more prominent nose. I like the size and shape of this nose. We can upturn or downturn the nostrils. I like them downturned. This to me looks like a good ethnic nose to me. Looks like a person of color who has like a rounder nostril. I like that. Cool. Now for the lips. Personally, I like a big lip. Okay. I'm a black girl. I like a good juicy lip. I like that look because that's what I grew up seeing and that's what I have. So that's what I like my Sims to have as well. So I like to start with this one. This is a base game slider and it just makes the lips a lot more plump and juicy, as you can see. We're not going to do it all the way. I think it's a bit much, but let's add some volume. Cool. Now let's make the lips wider because he has a big face, so he could have a bigger mouth. What I like to do is see how the corners of his mouth are like turned up, like a little bit of a smile naturally. I like to make, turn that smile upside down. Make him a little more pouty, I guess is what I like. I play around with it. I like this. I think he looks really good. I want his jaw to be a lot more squared. This is lovely. This is a custom slider. You guys need to get a jaw definition. Everything. Like, this is what's going to set your Sims apart in terms of their jaw. In my opinion, this slider really adds character. But I'm going to give him a bit of a longer jaw. Why not? Why not? He looks great. You can widen things, make things smaller. I'm going to keep this at like there, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so just play around with it, but don't be afraid to make things a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. That's kind of the moral of the story here, I guess. That's kind of what I'm trying to tell you. Like, don't be afraid to make things a bit more extra. Now, after I finish all these stuff, we haven't done the hair, but we have done the face, brows, eyes, nose, lips, jaw. I am now going to go back to number 1, and this is where, look how different he looks, right? Oh my gosh, and we haven't even put makeup on him yet or done his hair outfits. Already looks amazing. Next, we need to think about the skin. I don't do skin until I have the facial features down, because I change my mind all the time and I don't know what I want. I also have custom skins. Some are for women, so I have to be mindful. Oh, this looks really good. This is the Y Sim skin blend, I believe. Let's look at him up close. This looks really great. Doesn't it? It do. Okay, cool. So now we picked a skin for him, and that's kind of what I do. The skin just adds, now that you have the features, the skin just adds like that touch of color and flush, and it looks really good. Now we can decide, do we want black hair on him or do we want brown hair on him? Personally, what do we think? What do we think, actually? I was going to say brown, but then I saw the black and I said, the black kind of look good. This is really nice because it gives kind of like something I would expect someone who's like indigenous to wear, and like honor their culture and like flash their style and be proud. Something like this is really pretty. Okay, so that was easy. Next, we do makeup. I do put makeup on all my Sims for the most part, because in Sims 2, that's your skin details. In Sims 4, you get to put skin details. You get to put freckles and stuff in the skin details department. But in Sims 2, what you have is you have your blush, okay? You have your blush. That's it. You got to get on your Zoom, okay? So first things first, let's talk about nose masks. These are great because they make your nose, exactly. Did you see that difference? They make the nostril area look a lot more realistic. I love nose masks. So I like the one I just put. I have others, but I like the one I put. Next, we have like blush and stuff. I like to put blush on my Sims because it makes them look flushed, healthy, makes them look like they have stronger features, etc., etc. Like something like this makes him look like he's like blushing, or like a little bit sunburnt. If you have someone who's a bit more beachy, I like this, so I'm going to keep that. So these I like to use on all my Sims. These are darker Tifa nose highlighters by Two Fingers Whiskey. He has a whole set of darker skin toned things. I use these on pretty much all my Sims, not just the darker skin. You can see it gave him a line on his nose. I like that for some reason. I don't know why. This one gives you some smoke around your eyes compared to this. I'm going to add it because why not? You can go ahead and add eyeshadow. You can add a lip color. I'm satisfied with this. This looks really good to me. He looks so handsome. Oh my gosh. I'm literally the best at making Sims. And yes, he will be up for download. I'm not going to tease you like this and show you this handsome James and not have you have access to him. I won't do you like that. This is nice too, though. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know why, I'm just digging it. So let's do this, and then let's add, instead of the stubble, let's go in and see, do we need to add like actual facial hair, like a beard or a mustache? Like this looks nice. What about this one? No, it's fun. I don't think we need to add like a mustache, do we? If there was that one strip on the chin, I don't know what it's called, but you know when they have that like little piece, is it a goatee? I don't know. Y'all know I don't be knowing stuff. Yeah, this looks really good. And then we're gonna get some earrings, and I like to put earrings on my Sims because I wear earrings and I think guys who wear earrings look cool. And I just like to do the base game ones. You can do gold or silver, it's totally up to you. I'll do silver. Cool. So this is our Sim James. So you saw literally how he transformed, right? Like it was clear to you all. I literally transformed the Sim, and how we transformed him was by taking risks, making his face a little bigger, making his jaw a little stronger, making his ears a little bigger, like taking risks and stepping away from that basic template that we all used to use when we used to play Sims when we were 10 years old. Stepping away from that and creating a Sim who has character. Is he perfect? No, he has a big ass jaw. He's not perfect, but he's unique and he has like a mystery to him, and that was the look I was going for. Should I wrap it up with some clothes? I'm not going to walk you through all the clothes I'll pick. I'll pick something that I think suits him, and then I'll come back when I'm done. So this is his everyday outfit. He's someone who probably does like an outdoor job. He's probably someone who enjoys like hiking and like, you know, growing weed or something like that. So, you know, chill vibes, chill vibes. So yeah, this is him. Love it. And this is him, snazzy, because, you know, he still seals the deal. He's still someone who, you know, gets those business meetings and does what he has to do. And I like the fit of this suit as well. This is by, I don't remember. I feel like it's by DD Sims, but I'm not sure. But if you download him, you'll get it. So you're good. Underwear. Perfect. Sleepwear. I'm going to throw in this for you guys because I like these PJs, so you can download them. Swimwear. Let's do these. And athletic wear. Let's throw on... yeah, maybe he plays on like the local soccer team for his community, and like he's into like mentoring the kids. We love to see it. They don't know about his weed though. And then his outerwear, I'll just make it the same as his everyday. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you all enjoyed and learned something. Take risks, have fun. You know, it's a game. If you don't like something, you can always change it. But that's how you kind of get unique looking Sims going in your world. So this is kind of how I do it. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.